Hello there guys, it's QwertyAfro. Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's been quite a while. I have, nothing really to say on, well, I do have things to say on the matter, but I'm sort of back. I can't really, well, look, my hiatuses over the years on this channel have been very sporadic, very hit or miss. I can't say that like I'm fully back. I cannot say that it's going to be like the good old days. I can't promise that. I'd be a lying politician if I told you, yes, we're going to reminisce and we're going to fix all, the tax problems of the world. No, I can't, because I'm not a lying politician. So I'm just giving it to you straight. Look, I'm back. There's a video in your feed. I'm here. I pressed record. I opened up a game. It's not Train Sim or OMSI or anything that I did before, but look, we're going to get into some things. I don't know how this channel or what it is going to kind of look like. How is it going to evolve? What it means for you guys, for me. I don't know. Look, I fancied recording, and I think that's the biggest thing for me over the years is getting that sort of passion and that kick to kind of record content again. And it comes in sort of ebbs and flows, and it feels like the gaps between them seem to be getting bigger and bigger, which kind of makes it sound like I don't really like making videos or don't like the sort of production side of YouTube, anymore. But look, I'm here. I'm just gonna strip back a bit with YouTube and kind of go back to sort of back to basics of what this channel and what it was kind of all about back in the day. I can't promise, there's going to be loads of uploads, or I'm going to be playing this game, or, I'm going to showcase this, or I'm going to, I can't promise that. It's too broad of an ambition to even think that I would ever go back to the kind of heyday of what the QwertyAfro YouTube channel was. But the passion for videos has always still kind of been there with me. I've always said to myself, yes, I could get back into it, but there's always a but, and there's always like, oh no, I'm just going to carry on. Doesn't matter, just leave it, let it be. But there's always that little bit in my mind that goes, look, why don't we just give it a go? Why don't we just do something? And every time I do, it just kind of ends up kind of playing in my mind, but I don't really do this anymore, or I don't play these type of games anymore, or who would watch this anymore? And I kind of got to a point now where I'm just, I kind of want to do the whole sort of YouTubing again, but I kind of want to make it very sort of back to basics, because I have to like remember the point of where I actually started this channel, or started making gaming content on this channel. And I had to, really kind of think, what was the kind of thing that was just really making me enjoy that kind of, putting on a game, pressing record, doing those kind of like live commentaries. What was the kind of thing there that kind of gave me that sort of spark and ambition to kind of do this? And I think maybe that's kind of something maybe I want to maybe capture again, or that's kind of really a bad kind of way to, or even I don't know, but I want to record again. I'm not sure where this channel is going to go or what it's going to be. There could be some nostalgia where we relive some kind of things with the kind of games that I used to play. Who knows? But I have a cute little game currently that I've loaded up, and it's kind of just something to have in the background, because obviously my channel is just mainly gaming content, and then just me doing some, live commentary over the games. And to be honest, all the games that you expect and know on this channel, I don't really play anymore, to be quite honest. Train Sim, I've not touched that since the last time I think I made a video, which was over 3 years ago. OMSI, we're cracking on for a decade with that game. And all the others I've not really touched. I don't really play simulation games anymore, like just by myself. I'm talking here now even just from a, my personal kind of game catalog and what I kind of doing my kind of spare gaming time, I don't really play those games anymore. And I think before, when I used to be, in the heyday of my YouTube channel, those games were quite important to me because I loved playing them even when I wasn't recording and doing stuff for YouTube. And I think now it kind of got to a point over the years where these games weren't really doing much for me. Okay, maybe the real life job that I have of being a train driver kind of took out the sort of element in sort of the kind of train sim kind of stuff, but I just kind of naturally moved away from simulation type games and kind of went very casual. I think I've always been a casual kind of gamer. I've not really been like sort of like a pro or competitive kind of gamer, or someone that's really into something like strategy wise, or even to the full depths of simulation. I was never like one of those guys that knew the ins and outs of everything, could, edit config files really well, or do stuff where like, I'm producing mods, or, I knew the game inside out. Like that was never me. And I never even pretended for a second that was the type of person or kind of YouTuber I was with these games. I was just like, little old me, I'm just playing the game how I would play it. And then, it got to some points in my YouTube kind of career that I was doing these kind of videos. I was trying to showcase, like, became very kind of like, I became like a showcasey type of YouTuber where I was, getting stuff, DLC or whatever, showcasing it. And it got to that point where it was kind of like a machine where it's like, yeah, I was getting content, I was making new content. And it was just, it was that kind of yo-yoing. And, now to kind of come back to this, or maybe try and reinvent myself with this, I just want to kind of go back to like, how I started this channel with its kind of gaming kind of thing. I started this channel only uploading, what was it, Cities in Motion 2 kind of videos where I was just playing the game for fun. I was just, learning the game, and when it came out, and just making videos and just doing commentary. And then, I did dabble then into, train sim and stuff like that, which were games that I played myself, but I didn't know that they would be popular on my YouTube channel. But then started uploading videos of them on my YouTube channel, and the rest is history. So coming back, I kind of want to, I don't know. I really still don't know. I'm recording this video. It's, very off the cuff. It wasn't really even planned. It was just, I decided one day, hey, maybe I should just, give YouTube a go again, but kind of go into it a bit more, I don't know, kind of relaxed. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm still shocked that I still have the same amount of, almost basically thereabouts, the same amount of subscribers that I left with 3 years ago on the channel. Kind of, I think it's hovering around 33,000, which I don't think I went past 34,000 when I, the last time I made videos, but I'm still around the same subscriber count. There's still people watching kind of the old content on my channel. There's still people there, but I kind of don't care where this channel sort of goes from now on. It's just, if I feel like it, I'll, get the mic on. I will load up a game. It might be a game that I played before on the channel. It might be a new game. I don't know. I kind of just want to be a bit more free flowing, I suppose, and even kind of make this kind of content sort of more, I don't want to say podcasty, because, well, it could be, because I don't know. I feel with my channel, and would say the audience that I had, or still have, if you're there, it was kind of a mixture of people kind of watching. There was obviously people that watched for the games. They just only came onto, the videos that I was producing just to, what's the showcased content that was in my video. They want to see if it's worth their time. I get that audience. It exists. It's quite popular. Then there was a audience for just people that would just like say click on my video. They found my commentary quite interesting, and they just liked listening to whatever I had to sort of babble on about. And the game was there in the background, but it wasn't really the main sort of, I guess, focus. And then you would obviously have like a mixture of both, like people that like the game content, but also like the commentary content. And I think I'm kind of want to sort of lean more towards the kind of commentary content, because I feel like sort of later into the years of my YouTube kind of, you know, career, it just felt like I kind of lost that, you know, that knack of just hitting record, talking about, you know, whatever's on my mind in that sort of recording session. And, you know, it was just very flowy. And, you know, the game was there. I was, you know, making a lot of maybe mistakes in the game while I was playing and while I was talking, because, you know, talking and playing the game is, you know, it's quite a skill. It's, you know, because right now I'm just talking at the mic, but I have a game loaded up in front of me and I'm not really doing much. But obviously a game like this, oh, and by the way, the game is it's called Town to City. It's a very cute little city builder type game. It has these kind of Minecraft type graphics, and it's very cute, and it's very just calm and chill. You just load up, you freeform the kind of paths and stuff and where you want to place things. It has a really cool sort of like decorating kind of thing where you can, you know, you can put like, you know, flowers and stuff on a house, like, you know, like that. And you could just really spend a lot of time just messing around. And I've only started this, I think, not so long ago, and I kind of just been taking my time with it. You know, no rush. I feel with some of the other kind of city builder kind of games that I've, you know, played over the years, it's kind of, you're almost in the game and it's just rushing you to kind of do the next step and do the next step, and you don't really kind of think, oh, how am I going to build this? Well, with this game, it's kind of, it doesn't matter how you build it. It's just, you take your time, you build it. You have like, you know, population kind of requests of what they want in the town, and it just feels kind of organic. So I thought, you know, I don't have, you know, Train Sim World or OMSI or Fernbus or any of the other games I had on the channel before and have installed on my PC. So I thought, let's just load up something. And this is the kind of game actually, you know, I've been kind of recently playing myself, and I thought it'd be a nice kind of in the background kind of thing going along. And yeah, like why not? And you know, I kind of I might not do a lot of gameplay in this video, so I do apologize for people that are just like, you know, why aren't you playing? You know, you're already like 10-15 minutes into video and you're just rambling. Like, well, that's the whole point of this video. It's just I am rambling. And I'm really sorry if you have come for gameplay, but if you've hopped on this channel and it's been 3 years since my last upload and you're expecting like gameplay still and you don't really care about my commentary, then I don't know why you're still watching me and why you're even at this point in the video. This is literally what I do. And this is the kind of thing I want to kind of revive back. I want to be able to just sit down and have a recording session and even just have like a discussion of things. You know, I know a lot of you out there would be maybe interested to know like the fixed stuff I get up to like with my job, because I'm in real life I am a train driver. Been now a train driver for almost how many 8 years, almost 8 years. I've been a train driver in real life, which is just crazy how time's flown and how I kind of progressed as like a, you know, a kid, teenager playing these sort of virtual train sim games, and then now I'm an adult and I'm driving real trains in real life. So it's, you know, there's stuff to talk about there, and I'm sure there'll be some of you who'd be very interested. So, you know, that's the kind of thing, if I get back into YouTube, that I'd really love to just, you know, put on a game in the background. I might, you know, reinstall Train Sim again and just have something there. I might record some gameplay at some point. I was even thinking today for like this video that I kind of put on, should I just record what I'm going to play and then I'll just speak at the mic? Because obviously I know it's probably boring, me just now swiveling around, just talking. I've not really done anything. I've not really shown anything yet. But that's kind of what I'm kind of getting at here. I've come back, or I don't want to say it's a comeback, but I'm here. I've posted a video. I have that interest still. And it's just finding something that I'd be really comfortable kind of producing again in terms of like videos where I'm just going to be here, ramble and talk about like certain topics or whatever. And I'm sure like I'll get some engagement with people if you have like, you know, questions, or if you have like a topic that, you know, just to, you know, bounce a conversation. And that's the kind of thing well, from what I've seen with like, say, the people that really sort of loved watching my kind of stuff and kind of watching and subscribe to me in the past, it was having that sort of, you know, I could just talk and conversate on my videos, and it felt like a nice sort of community that I had, that, you know, I built up with this channel, that just, you know, liked watching me talk, which is kind of bizarre to say, but then it's now even sounding more like I've always been sort of a type of like, I don't know, podcaster type, but just had simulation games as the kind of background theme. And I'm not gonna lie, look, yeah, there was times where they were at the forefront. My commentary, as I said, later on in the sort of YouTube career of mine, the commentary sort of, I would say, can I say it lost quality? It probably did. But it's changed because obviously once I got to a point, or maybe say my peak in YouTube was definitely, I don't even know when my peak was in YouTube, to be quite honest. It probably was sometime maybe just before when Train Sim World, what was the original name called of that game? I've completely just forgotten about everything Dovetail and Train Sim related. Completely out of my mind. But probably sometime before the first iteration of Train Sim World came out, Heavy Haul, or whatever it's called, CSX Heavy Haul was the first thing, I think. I don't know if that was my sort of like peak, and I had, you know, obviously OMSI was a big thing, and that's probably like another peak back in the day when that was like a really popular series. I had like Fern Bus, I had I don't know, I had my YouTube history, or YouTube channel history, is very, I'm impressed that when I look back that I kind of, you know, I stayed in my kind of lane of things, but I did try different things, or different things within that sort of space that I created, and, you know, it was fun, and it did get to a kind of point where maybe the commentary wasn't so much, or the kind of discussion that I liked having earlier on in my earlier videos was, I mean, a bit more, it kind of had a bit more freedom, and then I kind of sort of focused or homed in on the kind of DLC content or anything new or updates or any of the games I was playing. And yes, there was still the commentary, it was still there, I was still, you know, waffling, rambling, doing my old kind of shenanigans, but it definitely became kind of sort of less, I think, over time. And, you know, this is where we are now. I think let's have let me showcase you my town at least, and have a little bit of gameplay to kind of give me a little respite with the commentary. But essentially with the game, it's very just sort of simple city builder. You just have like an origin kind of station where everyone sort of parks up and comes and wants to obviously live in your plot of land that you get given. And I think it's sort of auto-generated. And it looks, for me, I don't particularly like Minecraft graphics. I've never really liked Minecraft. I think there was only a very brief period that I played it when it originally came out. But I've never really been a fan of it, or the graphics, how it visually looked. But for this game, I have to say the kind of blockiness, like obviously the closer you go in, it becomes, yeah, it's very much Minecraft type. But when you zoom out to a certain extent, it has a really nice kind of design, and, well, it has a nice aesthetic, is what I probably wanted to say. So I like it. It's just, and also like the music, the interface, it's very just cute, and just, you know, it's a very vibey, and that's probably why I've actually stuck with it, because I have kind of over the years bought some city, like a lot of city builders where I've kind of loaded in, played it a bit, and then just never played it again. But this is one of them that I've kind of gone in, and I've actually been having quite a nice amount of time with it. But yeah, your citizens, they come through on this train station. They kind of wait to kind of where you can assign people homes, which is kind of nice. It feels a bit more personal instead of just getting people, just in normal city builders where you just see the number rise for citizens. Here, the number rises, but you're also selecting where these citizens go. So you can see here, there's a couple of citizens that are still waiting to like get, you know, placed into a house. And some of them have like specific like wants. So this family desires to live near a cliff, which currently, well, actually we do have a cliff here. It's kind of like a sort of, it's not a huge cliff, but it's something. Maybe if I build a house sort of closer here, that will kind of hit their desire. But that's the kind of thing you have. You have these kind of desires, and oh well, I think I just, okay, no, I think I placed someone already in this house. But that's essentially the kind of thing. You build houses, you build, you know, commerce and stuff like that. You can beautify and design stuff. So everything you actually see here, I kind of did. Nothing was set or like, you know, pre-done where I then just plopped stuff in and filled the gaps. I basically built all of this kind of gaps, or these kind of like pathings. Like I think I built this kind of main paved road first, and then I kind of just, I'm keeping it very free-formy, so it doesn't, I don't like, I love that it's just not grids. I like hate with like, you know, it's good in some aspects when you want to have like, you know, a grid city, but there's something about being free-formy with free-formed and just kind of going with the flow with the kind of stuff where it just looks a bit more organic. So I kind of started initially with this kind of road, and I kind of pathed out kind of stuff. I think this initial couple of houses, about 5 of them, was the first thing that I built, and then I kind of built this sort of kind of market stall kind of park at the back. But everything you see here I've placed. So these arches I've placed, the trees, the flower patches, the street lamps, the benches here up on this kind of like cliff kind of pavement road up where a couple of these houses are. So everything is, you know, done by me, and it looks quite nice. And then I think the latest thing, I've kind of just been expanding slowly with the houses, and then it was this area here that I did where I put all these kind of trees, and I think down here I made a little Halloween, well, one of the citizens actually requested they wanted a kind of like tomb and kind of pumpkin patch kind of thing. And even the mist here, which I've never seen in a city builder game where you can put mist or fog as like as an asset, but you could add that, and I added it, so it just gives a little bit of a kind of an ambience. But that's essentially all I've kind of done so far in this game. I have my manor house, mayor's house, what was it, manor's house, so that's where like the citizens can kind of pile up their actual specific individual request needs. So like this little Halloween patch was actually a citizen. We have here the research center, so that just gives me my sort of like tech tree of like what I'm unlocking next to kind of add to my city. So it's quite nice. What else can I explain? Yeah, just every, you know, these are the stalls. They're all connected to this main kind of, you have like a warehouse for storage, and they kind of, you know, take things off the connected train line that comes into the map, and then it spreads and distributes out to all the sort of like commerce shops that you've placed. And yeah, those are all the stalls I have there. And then I believe I have put so that's a clothing store, and this is a butcher. And I think that's it. That's so far all I've kind of done. What is this? Oh, this needs an extra worker. And then yeah, what's cute as well is it's very kind of personal. So any kind of building that you put has like the amount of labor that you have to actually assign to like commercial kind of stuff. So you can really sort of individualize the sort of employment within your town and eventually city to get to that sort of size. So I kind of like it. It's not too bad. And then yeah, I think I've described that. But that's basically currently what my kind of situation is in this game. I think I'm just going to plop a few more houses down here on this path that's, you know, it's stretching out somewhere. I'm just meandering it and probably following it parallel to this cliff. And it might come round, and who knows where else it will sort of kind of lead to. But I think I need to unlock some more houses. That's the kind of thing. I think the latest thing that I've unlocked with housing is second floors. So if I... Well, I've forgotten how to put second floor, but you know, it doesn't matter. We'll just crack on. But that's just an overview there of the game. But yeah, with the YouTube channel, look, as I said at the beginning, I'm not gonna promise the world here. I'm as shocked as you are that I'm actually here recording a video. So it's gonna be. I don't think it's going to be a race to pump out content like it was before. Maybe it was in certain kind of periods of my YouTube channel, but I definitely want to get into just maybe a smooth kind of rhythm of just producing videos when I want to, having a discussion in videos, and as I said, making it maybe sort of more podcasty. So if I see some comments and stuff and, you know, there's questions or there's some sort of kind of like, you know, topic that's been thrown out there, I'll probably pick up on that. And then in, you know, the next videos, or, you know, I'll have it noted somewhere. And then when I get around to recording something else and I think, oh, you know, I really want to talk about that I saw, or like this person's, you know, really posed a really good question here. That's the kind of stuff I would want to do. Just very chill content and just very relaxed kind of commentary, and sort of just bringing it back to what my channel was all about. And, you know, we'll see about getting back to sort of train sim kind of stuff. Maybe, look, I'm going to have to download. I think I'm going to have to download. Look, so there's, okay, I think I still have Train Sim Classic on my PC, but it's not been updated in probably over 4 years. I don't have anything Train Sim World related on my PC. OMSI's not been on this or my last PC, but like this is how long ago OMSI was even conceived on my channel. Is it like I'm on my third PC, so I've not even bothered on number 2 and number 3 to put it on those computers. So that's where, well, the thing is, look, in my head, do I want to go back to OMSI? I don't know, look, but there's, you know, all the kind of video ideas that I still get, like kind of video ideas, even though I've not been producing anything on YouTube. I still, like, every so often, like, have video ideas pop into my head, and I think, oh, that'd be cool, this could be nice. And I think one of them for OMSI would be really cool if I just recorded and even make sort of like an IRL kind of content of it, of just me trying to relearn OMSI too, and just you guys just watching me fail miserably. Because look, I'm gonna have to, if I ever touch OMSI again, it's not going to be just like, say like this game, I could just turn it on and just play and then just, you know, talk and, you know, talk at the mic and make a video. That if I did that right now with OMSI, I think it would just be the most spectacular just mess up and failure, because I literally have no idea how to even play that game anymore. Like yeah, I know how to open it and install it, but then, you know, the rest, you know, because I think I think the last time I was playing with steering wheel, and I think I have my G29 still somewhere. It is still somewhere. I think it is with me. It's like, it's somewhere in this room, but that could be a thing. Like, I've not touched that since the last time I played OMSI. Or maybe it was probably Fanbus. It probably was Fanbus. I probably still have my track IR somewhere. You know, I have these, you know, there's so much there that could be potential kind of revisits. And there's definitely content that could be made there, just, you know, funny wise, and, you know, for comedic purposes. So I think it could be a cool sort of reawaken. I don't want to say it's a comeback, because I really like look, I hated all the sort of times over the years that I've kind of come back and go, guys, yes, there's going to be so many videos. Yes, I'm back. It's, you know, it's happening. It's going to be new QWERTY 2, 3.0, 4.0. I'm here. It's going to be weekly videos, daily videos. And then, you know, I drop 1 or 2 videos and then I'm gone for half a decade. So I don't know. And I really apologize that it's currently in this video, I'm not really doing much, but I kind of have more stuff really to say than I want to play. So if you want to see this game and you want to actually see me actually play it, I might do some kind of more focused gameplay kind of stuff on it. Maybe short kind of, I don't know, 20-minute videos of it, or even maybe do a large recording session, an hour, and then just edit it down. I'm not sure. Like, this is the thing. Also, I want to sort of try experimenting with like different kind of content types. So normally it's always been with me, just press record and just do the live commentary and whatever, and that's what I produce. I had very sort of kind of minimal editing in my sort of heyday, but maybe I want to do sort of more edited content. I was even thinking, so out of all the kind of catalog of videos that I have on my channel, none of my videos have ever been scripted. I'm trying to think back, actually. I don't think any of my videos have ever been scripted, but recently, or say within this sort of last 3-year gap, there have been points of time where, and I actually do have some saved drafts of actual videos that I started editing. I think I have like maybe 2 or 3, 4, maybe 4 files that I actually have of drafts. So I was contemplating over this period of time when I've not been around. I have been actually contemplating, you know, stuff, and I even sat down and recorded stuff and even started editing stuff, but just it never finalized, and I never followed through with it, and I just, you know, said forget it. But I think one of the most recent ones I was very close to sort of, and I even posted on my community posts on my YouTube channel about it, is that I actually did record a scripted video, or I started writing a script for a video. And well, I recorded, let's say, I don't know, what did I record? I recorded the first 5 or 10 minutes of this video that I kind of, you know, and the thing is, I've never written a script before, or I've never done like a, you know, a script style video in my life, I don't think. So this was the first time, but I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And to be honest, the video that I got inspired from to kind of get the idea wasn't even scripted itself. So I don't know what in my mind kind of, you know, what light bulb switched on and was like, you know what, for my version, I'm going to write a script. But if you want to know what the actual original video idea was, but it was actually when I was watching, it was a video from, who was it from? It was from Maverick Hunter Daniel, MHD, if you know, you know. Does the train sim news, or used to do the train sim news, and really funny guy. And I've done actually, I think I've done an interview sort of podcast with him a very long time ago, but it was one of his videos, and also another YouTuber he was collabing with called GW Villager, Great Western Villager, and they were just literally discussing their like top 5 and worst 5 train liveries, you know. And I was like, oh my god, I really want to do that. But then in my mind, I was like, oh, but I want to kind of make it like a structured video and do it like as a, I don't know, a PowerPoint presentation. And so I thought to myself, well, let's get a script going. Let's get like, let me write out and flesh out like the sections, the categories, what my thoughts were. And I really like went into this and I built a pretty big script, and I was pretty happy with it, just reading it, just like in my head, and just kind of thinking of what I'm gonna put for like the videos, pictures wise, etc, etc. And I then, when I actually committed like a day where I was like, okay, I'm gonna compile it all, I'm gonna then record the actual script and do the dubbing for it, and I was just like, I was really geared up for it. And it was like, that was the kind of side of a like production of like with video editing. I was like, oh my god, I'm really enjoying this. But I recorded, I said first 5-10 minutes, and I then listened back to it, and I was just like, it sounded fine, it sounded professional. And like, you know, I think like, well, people do tell me that I have a, you know, a decent like kind of voiceover kind of voice, like a, you know, very clear, concise, and it's okay to listen to. But me doing a script and reading off a script, it is so, but for me, on my ear, because maybe someone else might listen to this and think, this is great. Like, yeah, it's scripted, but it's great. But when I listen to it, and like, you know, some people can record stuff and do voiceovers for their video work, and then they can't watch their kind of videos because they don't like a lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice on recordings. I don't mind so much. Like, I can go back through my YouTube and just click a random video and just listen to like, I think it's just cool to see like where I was or how different I say speak to like 15 years ago to how I speak now, or, you know, so I don't mind that. But obviously a lot of people don't like doing that. But when I listen back to this scripted kind of QwertyAfro, who is reading off like, you know, and then I thought the script was good, and it's all right. But when I was listening back to it and then listened to it with the kind of video that I had edited, it just didn't, it just, I don't know, it just felt to me very just not me, even though it was me, because this was, you know, the idea I was going for, and I was really kind of like happy with how everything to that point kind of was compiled together. I was listening to myself and I was just like, oh my god, I can tell it's scripted, but that's the point. I wanted it to be scripted, but something just didn't sit right in my head. And as I said, if someone listened to the recording, they probably would think, this is great, it's very professional, it's very concise, you're not waffling, because obviously when I'm doing these sort of live commentaries, I'm waffling and I'm making up what I want to say, like literally on the spot. So if there's like loads of umming and ahhing and you know, saying like, you know, but I'm speaking off the cuff here, you know, I don't know what I'm going to say in the next 15-20 seconds. It just comes to me. And I think that's been always the beauty in my channel, where it's just been very organic with sort of the way I've kind of gone in with my recordings, and I think maybe that's what I was just so used to. So when I heard a scripted QwertyAfro, I was like, whoa, this really sounds different. But you know, I tried it, and I don't know if I'll go ahead with that video still. I might go ahead, I might not do it scripted and just kind of do it off the cuff, how my normal sort of style. So I don't know if you guys would love to see that sort of, well, if you want to see that video of my top 5 and worst 5 train liveries, UK train liveries, let me know. But I don't know if I will make the version of it that's scripted, because I just don't think it didn't feel like me, even though it was me, and it was all produced by me, and it was the way I wanted it. But when I then listened to it, my mind was just like, this isn't really me, which kind of doesn't make sense, or it might make sense, I'm not sure. But I hope you get what I mean. I don't feel like I wanted to kind of put it out there, or I didn't want to follow through and finish it, because it didn't click with me creatively. Probably that's the way I should have said it. Yeah, it didn't click with me creatively, personally. But it's fine. Like, it's not like it was horrible. But this is the thing that I would maybe even want to give it a go again. Try something scripted. Try do like a topic or something or a discussion, but I have it, fully produced as a script. Like, that could be something that I would want to try. But that's the kind of thing I'm just trying to say here, or I'm just waffling on about. It's just like, look, I'm here, I'm not gone. I still kind of want to do YouTube in some way. It will probably never be the same as it was, but that's fine. Like, we all evolve, we grow. Like, I'm older now, I'm 30 years old. Like, so what QwertyAfro was, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. I think I had my YouTube channel when I was 10. No, probably. I think I had it, but I wasn't making gaming content at that point. I think I started making gaming content when I was 13 or 12. But almost 20 years. So look, we evolve. But, we're different people at different points of time. We're not the same person. So what I'm trying to conclude with, essentially, is, look, I'm here. This is not a comeback, but it's not a full kind of goodbye, because I have contemplated that. I contemplated just like saying, look, let me just make a short video just saying, look, it's been a great ride. QwertyAfro has sadly come to an end, but I don't want it to be like that. I think QwertyAfro can still exist somehow, but I just don't know how that's going to look like. And people can comment away and say like, oh, but this, but that, you can play this, oh, get back into this, do this, that. Don't, blah, blah, blah. Like, we'll just see how it goes. I don't want to promise anything, but I'm here and I am willing to kind of creatively evolve and see what I can do. And I think for now, the thing that I'm sort of leaning on is I want to just get back to sort of a basic kind of thing of what my channel kind of started off with, gaming content wise, where it's just, chill, the game in the background. I'll be doing more than what I've done in this video, where I've not really done anything in this video. Do apologize, but the game is not really the point of this video. But if you want to see more of this game, let me know. Maybe I might make some more, content on it. Will you see older games that I used to play on the channel? Yes, maybe, no, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what 2026 has in store. And as I said, probably kind of, I would love to just sort of maybe make my content a little bit more podcasty and more sort of commentary focused. Well, not even commentary focused, but just, what the early days of my channel was, where, the game was there, but it's the commentary. And, I probably might lose subscribers for that. Like, I don't really care. As I said, there's the type of person that likes watching the videos for the actual video and the content in the video. There's people that like just listening for the commentary, and then there's people that like both. So if I piss off people that are just purely, I want the content, I want this bus, I want this train, you need to showcase it, you're not showcasing it correctly, why are you still talking 25 minutes into the game, into the video, like why? I don't really mind upsetting those people, because those people aren't really QwertyAfro fans. They want their content, and I'm definitely not gonna ever get to a point, or even pretend to get to a point of where I'm that sort of YouTuber just pumping content for content's sake and for what's actually the, what am I showcasing today, and oh my god, you can do this, and you should get this and buy this. And no, it's just me, Sam, QwertyAfro. If I have something that I want to talk about or say, and I fancy playing a little game to it, or if I fancy playing a little game and talking about the game and just waffling on about it, you've come to the right place. And we'll see what else we can do this year and going forward with the channel. So you know, leave some suggestions. I like, you know, a little back and forth, and with the comments, always have. I won't, you know, disable comments on all videos and just be like, you know, just be a tyrant and a dictator of content. Like, no, I still like seeing you guys' suggestions and what you think. Like, you might, like, I might see something, I'll be like, actually, that sounds like a really good idea. I didn't even think of it. So I look forward to seeing any of your responses. For the people that have stuck around for this kind of like years, like, really thank you. It's, you know, you have no obligation to, but it's nice that you're still around. There's people, even new people, even for the new people that might not even know me or know me at my sort of best, or my best of like years where I was really active on YouTube. Like, hello to you as well. Like, you know, let's see where this goes. You know, hopefully whatever I can, I won't say will produce, because, you know, when as all the times I've come back over the last few times, I watched back some of those videos, and even the ones where, like, at the first video of like the little batch that I do, and I look so enthusiastic, like, yes, this is gonna be it, but it just never sticks. And this could be again a repeat, but I really hope it isn't. This time I just kind of want to not even attack, I just want to go back to YouTube in a different way and just be more relaxed about it, have it there. You know, if it gets views, it gets views. If it doesn't, I don't really care. I should just go back to that sort of mindset where I'll do it for the reasons that, like, I used to do it for. I like video production, I like record, I like just chatting and just waffling, and people seem to watch that, and I had a good little community built up around that with some really nice interactions. So who knows? We'll see where it goes. I don't know if I don't think I'll ever stream again, like live stream. Like, live streaming is just, I don't think is for me, is in the cards with the sort of lifestyle I have with shift work. It ain't gonna happen. But other than that, we'll see what happens. We'll see what games I play. We'll see what kind of content I hopefully produce. If you guys are there on the ride for me, great. If not, it's been a pleasure, and yeah, I have nothing really else to say. And the shout outs go to, no, just imagine, bring back shout outs. They were great. I did enjoy when the channel was that sort of size, and, you know, I would give like 2 shout outs and links to people's channels in every video, and that was kind of cool. But then it obviously got to a point where I got like so many requests for it, where it was just, I was never going to get through them. I'd have to do like over 1,000 videos to clear the list that I had, so I had to unfortunately stop doing them. But yeah, I hope that's been, well, I hope this video or this chat with me has been something. As I said, I'm not promising anything, but I will attempt to conjure something for this year with the YouTube channel here, QwertyAfro. And if you're here with me, great, enjoy the ride. As I said, if it's people that have been there but they don't see it anymore, it's been a pleasure. And yeah, we'll see what else we can, like, as I said, you know, train driver in real life, we can discuss things of what I can discuss, and I'm sure many people want to know kind of certain things, and yeah, we'll see, and we'll see what kind of games we play and revisit potentially. And yeah, I'm not gonna go, I could keep waffling on. This is just stupidly the trait that I have been given, that I can just waffle to a mic, and I've not lost that ability, because it's, oh my god, it's 50 minutes. We've got 50 minutes into a video, and I didn't even do one. Oh, I placed a couple of houses. Look, that's good compared to like the content and the releases that has come over like the last decade. Those couple of actions, you know, those are the crumbs you're gonna get, and hopefully you're gonna get some more crumbs tossed your way this year, hopefully, on the channel. So fingers crossed. We'll just have to see. But thank you for watching, if you've gotten to this part of the video and the discussion. we'll see what happens. That's all I can say. And it's good to see you. It's good to be back. If this is the end, then let it be the end. But I will promise that it will not be definitely fully the end. But if you don't see me for another 3 years or 5 or a decade, I'm still there. The channel will still be there. You can reminisce, you can do whatever. But until the next one, I've been QwertyAfro. I'll see you soon.